Okay, today I'm going to show you how to open up the slide on this camper. It's fairly simple. Hopefully it'll look simple when I do it. This is a piece of conduit. It's the other half of a piece that I use to have a locking device so that if you wanted to drive down the highway with the tailgate down, say you wanted to put a bunch of stuff on the tailgate, big box with all your goodies in it, then you can do that. The main reason this this camper is built the way it is so you can down the road with the tailgate closed. And in a word, the reason is safety. With the tailgate open, you do not have the rear view camera working. You're not going to have a lot of the safety features that work. You won't be able to see when you're backing up. You know, there's a lot of reasons. If you have, a bigger camper that overhangs everything and has lights that you plug in, a lot of people that have never towed with their Maverick don't realize that once you plug a trailer in, your blind spot warnings are deactivated, and possibly even more of the Copilot 360 gets deactivated. So the idea of a small camper like this is drive it around with the tailgate up. You're not plugged into the trailer hitch wiring, so Copilot 360 and your blind spot warnings and all the safety features still work. But if that doesn't bother you, you can still drive it around with the tailgate down, and that gives you a bunch of space to put a big box on that doesn't interfere with the viewing of your license plate, so it's still visible. Your brake lights are still visible. The only thing that isn't visible, obviously, is the third brake light up on the roof of the back of the roof of the Maverick, but there's nothing you can do about that except wire some sort of extension in. I don't know. I don't think it's really needed. The brake lights in the Maverick are fairly large, and at night you're still going to see the red reflection up above the camper. At any rate, we'll get back to opening up the slide. The first thing you want to do is open the door. And then you're going to take this pipe and put it in between the tailgate and the bed. What you're going to do is use this pipe later to help the slide. If you don't open up the door, what happens is a lot of suction is created and you basically have a hard time pulling it out. There are the little weep holes in all the windows, but that only lets the air in and out very slowly. So to make it easier, you just open the door up. Then you're going to pull it ahead. Then you're going to reach down in and lift the pipe up. Pull it into place where it's going to roll without hitting anything. And then pull it with one hand until it hits the stops. And then to level it, this is actually an offcut from, I think it's from the door actually. So at any rate, you reach underneath with this piece of scrap material and just lift up a bit. And get it so the slide is sitting on that pad. Because the slide comes way past the tailgate, you need something to keep it level, give it a little extra support, and that's what that little piece of scrap does. I actually built up a proper one. But this also has 3 layers of 1/8" Luan plywood in it. So, although it's stronger and nicer looking, it's a little too heavy to wrestle with one hand. The pipe can just stay there, doesn't really matter. And that's it, you're ready to make up the bed. Okay, now I'm just going to wrap up this video with a few kind of dimensions first. The overall length of this trailer in the extended position is 7 foot 4 inches. The inside wall to inside wall length is 7 feet 0 inches. And the overall height of this camper is 6 foot 5 inches. Now, here's the foam for the bed. I'll include a couple of still pictures of how this gets installed when it's just going down the road with the slide out in, and how it looks when it's finally assembled into a bed. Give it a little peek inside. These lights are on. These are actually battery operated lights, but they're also controlled by this remote. But you do not replace the batteries in these lights. What you do is, there's a USB, you just take them off and plug them in with a USB to recharge the batteries, which I thought was pretty reasonable. They're bright, they're dimmable, they come in they go into 3 different color modes, and I didn't have to figure out a way to try to make the wires run and still look nice. So I'm quite happy with these lights. Over there is where the electrical is mostly started. I have the shore power and a power outlet and an inverter mounted, and today I will be putting a solar panel on the top on this side. What I had to do was, if you can see those little pads, those run all the way to the back of the roof, and what they are for is to give a little bit of air circulation underneath the solar panel, because they do get hot. And there's a 15 amp shore power inlet. Eventually I will have a 15 amp 110 volt outlet, probably right about here. But I'm not going to do that right away. So today I will get the solar panel installed, get the controller installed. I now have the battery. I have to build a little shelf for the battery to sit on underneath the inverter. And I may build some small shelving, a little shelf unit. They can only stick out 4 inches, but it'd be handy, you know, to put a cup of coffee on, or in my case, Diet Pepsi or a beer. I have lots of leftover material, and they're easy to make into shelves since they're all glued up. I've got 3 big chunks, so I should be able to make quite a few shelves, as many shelves as I want. Okay, that's it for this video. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is the weight. I took the Maverick to the weigh scale with me in it and a full tank of gas, and without the camper on. And then I repeated the process with the camper on, and the camper weighs 296 pounds. And that's by the certified weigh scale at the dump. So I doubt if you could find any sort of a hard-sided camper that actually is sealed from the elements. There's seals when it's slid out, seals when it's closed. I mean, there's a lot of tent campers that are lightweight, but you're really not sealed from the elements. I expect this camper will stay nice and warm in the winter, and with the battery and inverter, I'll be able to heat it. Probably I'll just use an electric blanket, but this is a small hard-sided camper that weighs almost nothing. Okay, thanks for watching, and thanks for the people that have subscribed.